Hey, what's going on, everyone? Soul here. Welcome to my run of the Abyss, a lead to the thick of it. This is the Lufenia found in the newest Abyss portion, and I'm going to be running a team of Ardyn, Balthier, and Rem, and showcasing Balthier's LD. Now, speaking of LD, Balthier's LD, I have never in the history of this game seen a character that is so controversial in the community as this LD. This LD, I feel like, is so criminally underlooked. Now, I do get some concerns. Balthier did not get a rework. He did not get his LD boards, so there's definitely some concern from people about that moving forward in Lufenia. I get that. But with that said, we're going to start this up. Balthier does not have synergy, by the way, in this stage. So we're going to start this up. We're going to see how he does. Now, if you are trying to use Balthier in a DPS kind of role, you are going to be very, very disappointed. Balthier is not built to be in a DPS role right now. He's just not. No rework and no LD boards ensures that he's not going to be doing a whole lot of damage. But luckily, that's not the role he is designed to fill. What he can do is be an absolutely terrific support and lets characters, stronger characters that are more updated. So, for example, like here Ardyn, where I can just constant steal turns, or lightning, or just characters, even counter characters like Gladio. Characters love Balthier's auras. Now, Balthier offers a 50% attack and M-Brave bonus, which is decent. It's, there are definitely higher numbers to be found in other characters. But the true value of Balthier comes from the last two bonuses it has. So when it's at level 5, these bonuses all apply to the party. So we have 50% extra Brave damage to enemies. Or I'm sorry, 50%. God, imagine 50%. That would be absolutely insane. No. 20% extra Brave damage to enemies. And more importantly, we have 20% extra HP damage to enemies. And this is what, in my opinion, makes Balthier's LD so terrific. Not only does it have the HP damage up, but it has the Brave damage up. And very, very soon, global players are going to be seeing the value of Brave damage up in Lufenia. Because to this point, we haven't seen Brave damage reduction too much. We saw it back in Ardyn, I believe it was Ardyn's raid. With, I think, who's the boss? Who was the boss? It was one of the Shinryu larvae, from what I remember. And the end of that fight had some extremely high Brave damage reduction happening. But we haven't really seen much of that since. And I think players are going to be very, very surprised at how absolutely potent Brave damage reduction can be from enemies. And Balthier's LD will help offset that. I think Balthier's LD is probably the most loaded LD in the game. And then the way that the devs were able to offset that then is making him not have a rework, and he couldn't get LD boards. And those two things together are really the devs' way to balance him out. So I get why they did it. I also understand why people are upset that he didn't get it, because, not having LD boards, not having a rework, entering a pretty dangerous part of Lufenia where things really start amping up, definitely scary. I get it. But I think Balthier is definitely worth the look, too. Okay, so we do now have Balthier's LD at 5 stacks. So this means that we can really just start cranking out some really, really nice damage with Ardyn, especially. Stealing all the turns. Extra HP damage all over the place. Good stuff. Alright, so it's 78, or 79% rather. They will enter their next, I guess, sort of defensive phase here. And then at 69%, they are 70% rather, 70% health, they will bring their Lufenia orb out. Now, their orb cannot be canceled. You can make it go up by, I believe, 10 whenever you either dispel a buff or cleanse a buff. So that's why I say that this is really kind of like Diet Beatrix Lufenia, because being able to either steal the buff or cleanse is really a big help. Now, something else about Balthier's LD is you really don't need to spam it. Like, I'm just sitting on it right now. Because his LD buff is active from the start, assuming it's fully built, which at this point, if you're using a character that's not fully built, you're really doing that character a disservice. But when his LD is fully built, he starts at 1 on his LD timer there. And then it goes up by 1 after he takes a turn, and also by 1 when he steals a buff, and then it caps at 5. And then 5 then is when he gets the bonuses that it's giving him to the extended to the party. So ideally you want it to get to level 5 as soon as possible to help your damage start doing funny things. I'm going to let B come on a break. I have a feeling that B is going to try and ruin Rem's day. Okay, I think Balthier just got his EX. Perfect. Alright, so the orb comes out, and now the enemies are going to delay themselves, and also grant themselves 6 framed buffs. Which is obnoxious. Alright, we'll slide Balthier up. And now we'll start using LD. Now, as I mentioned earlier, his LD, you don't need to actually use it to have his LD auras going. You can save it for when you need it. So, for example, right there, you know, pop the LD, cleanse the party if I had any debuffs, which I didn't, and also then steals 3 buffs from the enemy. Ooh, we have Ardyn's EX available. Okay. Let's go 1 first. We're going to double dip on buff dispelling here. Okay, I need to refresh Ardyn's LD buff as well as soon as I can. Alright, there we are. Alright, and then at 49%, do the same thing. They delay themselves, grant all the buffs back again. And then they will do this one more time. I'm trying to remember what health percentage is at. I think it's at 29% is the last one. very nice. Yeah, Tides of Fate. Get rid of some of those buffs. That is a nice LD animation as well. I really like the animation. Okay, we're going to double dip on buff dispelling again here. Okay, just make sure we got all the good stuff. Tack up, Brave Regen, Max Brave up. All the goodies. We have got ourselves a free skill. It's burst time. And now this is where, you know, I can just chill in the burst phase here. Really benefit from Balthier's HP up. Damage, Brave damage up. Gosh, I really do feel like this LD is so underrated. It's kind of criminal. LD, and now they're both going to enter that last phase where they get themselves a bunch of buffs. But this should still do a pretty nice amount of damage here. Okay, yeah. Balthier's HP damage up. Help cover the warts on that one. I'll take it. I'm thinking I'll Tides of Fate next turn. Somebody's the Captain Brave right now. Well, Captain Brave this turn too. Okay. Wow. Down they both go. So I guess we'll just cast Snatch Shot here, and then Ardyn will finish it off with a break. Oh yeah, that'll definitely work. So there we go, guys. Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, if you're trying to use Balthier in kind of a DPS role, it's not going to work. However, as your kind of third-party member role in the team, where he just kind of sits back and supplies auras, I think he's incredible. I really do think he's incredible. Run characters around him that can take advantage of those auras. You know, I mean, everyone can take advantage of the auras, but characters that can steal turns or really just sort of just do their thing. And, yeah, Ardyn just looks nuts. For being this far in Lufenia, yeah, Ardyn's still doing some real nice damage to Balthier and Rem. So yeah, there we go, guys. So thank you all so much for watching. Good luck on the stage when you attempt it. And I will see you guys again here in the next video. Until then, everyone, please take care of yourselves, and see you next time.